Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that quick demo. This is my new Fender Duo Sonic, and it's a really cool guitar, something that they came out with way back in the day, pretty sure in the mid-50s, and it's been discontinued for a while. It came back for a little while, it was discontinued again, and it's just a really cool addition to the line, and I think that it deserves more time in the spotlight because, you know, everybody's all about the Strats and the Tellies, and this is definitely a fun guitar and just looks cool, you know. So it's a shorter scale. It's kind of like your Jaguars and your Mustangs, where it has a 24-inch scale length. So from here to here is a little bit closer together. So what that does is it gives you a little less tension on your strings. If you're using the same sort of strings that you'd use on like a 25.5-inch scale or something like that, it's gonna feel a little easier to do the bends and, you know, vibrato, stuff like that. It's gonna feel a little easier. And just a very comfortable guitar. It's got a satin neck on it, which is awesome. You know, they've been doing the gloss thing for so long, and I'm glad that they're doing more of a satin feel because it's just so much easier to play. Weirdly enough, though, it does have a gloss fingerboard, which I'm not a huge fan of. Kind of makes me want to go with the the rosewood version of this fretboard. You know, maybe someday down the line I'll swap out the necks for a rosewood one, but it's not a huge deal. It doesn't feel that bad, but it is just a little off-putting for me personally. But it's really not a huge deal. It's got your standard Fender tuners on here. They're not locking or anything, but they're holding their tune pretty well. You know, I haven't had many issues with it so far. I have 11 to 52 strings on here, and normally I go with 10 to 52s, but I had some of these lying around from an earlier build I did like a year ago. I thought I'd try them out just because it does have that shorter scale, and it still feels pretty nice. Although I do think it will go back down to the 10 to 52s, just because it's something I'm more used to, and it'll just feel a little easier to play. Got single coil pickups in here. I'm fairly positive that they are specific to the Duosonic. They're not any other model. They are Duosonic single coil pickups. It's got some really nice, it's really nice switch and pots in here. You know, they feel good. You know, there's definitely some guitars that I've had that have pretty flimsy electronics, and these feel pretty solid, so I'm happy about that. One modification I did do, I swapped out the bridge, and it was kind of a dumb luck sort of thing. I've had this bridge for years. I had it on my Fiesta Red Strat that eventually went to an Evertune bridge, so I had this just lying around in a drawer, and I'm not a huge fan of the bent steel saddles that come with this, and it was a direct fit perfectly, and I was super happy about that because these are so comfortable. I would definitely suggest swapping it out. I mean, these are like 40 or 50 bucks, or at least swapping out the saddles. I'm not a big fan of those bent steel saddles. Just in general, I'll try to get rid of them anytime I can. But everything else on this guitar is great. I love the color. I can say that it's definitely my favorite Fender color. You know, there's some guitars that just have that color that for me is just the color, you know. And when it comes to Fenders, whether it's a bass or a Tele or a Strat or anything, I just always think it looks best in Capri Orange. You know, I could have a whole line of them and be totally fine if they were all Capri Orange. Nothing too much else to say. I know a lot of people have already been asking on my other social media sites if I plan on doing any mods, like just swapping out the pickups or anything, and I specifically bought it to have that single coil sound because none of my other guitars can really get that sound. So as of right now, I don't plan on changing these out. They're not super hot pickups, but I've got some pedals and some options that I can use to liven them up a little bit if I need to, which is nice. I did just get a TC Electronic Mojo pedal, which is really cool. I've been using that a little bit on my new album. Other than that, you know, it's just a cool guitar, and I'm definitely happy I went through with it. I got it very lightly used. I didn't pay full price for it. I'll pretty much do whatever I can to not pay full price for a guitar, and it usually pays off. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something a little different, something that might feel a little different because it's got the shorter scale, I would definitely suggest checking it out. Maybe not if you like to play really low tunings. I mean, this wouldn't really handle low tunings that well unless you put some super thick strings on there. And even then, I don't know how well it would work. But as you can tell from the demo, I think it sounds pretty great. and I'm happy to have it. So if you got any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. You know, I'm still pretty new to this guitar, but I should be able to answer, you know, simple stuff. So thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Bye.